Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel and this amazing video. I'm Aditya. Now this video is a bit different because generally I share videos about programming, but in this video I'm going to talk more about certain tips. So I'm here today to share 3 tips with you for those who are learning to code. So without any further ado, let's begin. Okay, so the first tip is understanding the basics and mastering them. Now, if you notice, there are tons of programming languages or scripting languages and frameworks, libraries, they keep on changing. But what remains in common is like in computer science, that's the beauty of computer science is that the basics are common. They are very similar, and once you know the basics or once you must understand them, once you master them, then it becomes super simple to apply them in other programming languages or in terms of like the usage and etc. Let me give an example. So let's say I'm learning JavaScript today. Now, if I try to mug up the code, or if I just focus on the syntax, then my knowledge or my focus will be very limited to only what I have mugged up or what I'm trying to see, that is JavaScript. Tomorrow, if I have to learn, let's say, Python, or let's say PHP, or let's say programming language like Java, then in that case, it becomes super difficult because then I have to start again from bottom zero. So to avoid that loop or to avoid that long roadmap or long, you could say, the journey, what you could do is you can start with the basics. For instance, let's say I'm learning JavaScript. If I come across function, okay, what are functions? Why they are used? What are we passing in that function? So these concepts. So once you master these concepts, then you know, okay, if I'm learning functions in Java, okay, they're gonna be same. Functions are nothing but a piece of code that you do write so that you can have reusability and you can call them in the further down line of your code. So it becomes like a concept, and then you just have to see, okay, how to write a function in Java. Okay, we are passing arguments in a function in Java. Okay, how is it different than JavaScript? Because arguments are going to be there, some in both. In this case they would be optional or something like that. I won't go in depth, otherwise the video would be like an hour video. But the point I'm trying to make here is once you know the concepts, once you know how to use them, then it becomes very simple to master that language and also other languages. My next tip is you need to learn with a community, or you need to learn with other people. It's easy in that way. So if you're trying to learn something new, ask questions to your seniors, ask questions to your friends who knows that language, or anyone who could help you. Don't be afraid, it's totally fine to ask questions. Even I ask questions, there is no harm at all. Once you ask them, you know, like for instance, let's say if I'm learning JavaScript again, if I ask question to someone who is learning JavaScript, okay, how are you doing this differently? What things you are doing differently? What should I learn differently? Or what resources would you tell me? So that's one way of asking. The other one would be, okay, I'm learning this filter function. Um, can you help me learn this? So you can ask them. If they're happy, they will definitely help you. And the good thing about developer communities, they're always helpful. You can ask question in forums, you can ask everywhere. That's totally fine. And that leads me to the third tip, which is practice. Now, programming is more about practice. You cannot be a software developer in one go, or you cannot be in one day. You might be if you software practice for 24 hours, but optimism. But the main thing here is if you practice consistently, then you become like a flexible developer. It becomes super simple for you to adapt to other situations or adapt to other, you could say, programming languages or frameworks. So keep on practicing, master one, and then go to next. For instance, if I'm learning JavaScript today, I will practice JavaScript in my capacity. Let's say my capacity is, let's say, 5 hours a day. So I will practice 5 hours a day. Someone might have 2, someone might have 18, someone might have 10. Anyhow, all you need to do is just practice, and just need to have that dedication for that practice. Keep on practicing. And then once you master JavaScript, once you are very confident enough, then okay, next thing I want to learn maybe Python, or next thing I want to learn maybe Java. Then you can take a step forward. But don't start with JavaScript and straight away go to Python. Otherwise, it will confuse you and it will be like too much of burden for you to learn too many things. So these were my 3 tips. And there is one more tip, that's a bonus tip: learning to read error messages. Now, this tip is very essential. The reason being, error messages, they are very useful to understand what you're doing wrong. And once you learn this art of reading error messages, it becomes super simple to debug that code or rectify that code or improve that code or whatnot by yourself. Then Also, it gives you more understanding of concepts in depth. For instance, let's say I'm learning JavaScript again. In a filter function, if I made a mistake, let's say I didn't pass the element that I want to iterate through, and then I'm still go like using that element to in that filter function. In that case, the browser or wherever I'm running this filter function, let's say if it's Node, it will be in console. If it's in browser, it will be in console, browser console. It will throw me an error message that okay, you're doing something wrong. That wrong will be there. Now, if I'm new to this, I can Google it. If I'm not new to this, I just need to go to that line number and see what I'm doing wrong and then correct it by myself. Making errors, it's totally fine. Actually, the more errors you make, the more you will learn. So don't be afraid of making errors. So that's all in this video. Hope you enjoy this video. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you feel this video is worth sharing with your network, please do share with your network. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. So see you in the next video. Till the next time, goodbye.